McEnroe is 26. Lendl is 25. Jimmy Connors, of course, is now 32. And these two players are dominating tennis right now. How long can a player stay on top? What is there an age cutoff?
No.
We have Becker coming on, who's only 17.
He'll be around for a long time. Leva won the Grand Slam in 62 and then again in 69. And in between that time, he, of course, turned professional, so never had an opportunity to play those events. There's no telling how many major championships he could have won. Jimmy Connors, as we mentioned, has won 105 pro tournaments, which is the most that anybody has ever won.
Lendl hitting that ball so hard that McEnroe could not handle the volley.
But here's where he's got to convert. It's the 15-30 points that neither player has played well, neither receiver. This is a chance for Lendl.
$30 all. Number of championships, 58 for McEnroe, 47 for Ivan Lendl. It is 40-30, and once again, Cliff, the chance for Lendl looks like it's going to go by the board.
He doesn't move as well as John McEnroe on the hard courts, as you can see there. He just didn't stop and give him enough time to make an acceptable swing at that backhand passing shot. He should have made that. McEnroe would have, I feel.
Game McEnroe. Still no breaks in this first set of the 1985 Canadian Open Championship. Right now, John McEnroe leading Ivan Lendl 5-4. 5-4 McEnroe.
Well, you can't really argue with what Lendl did there at 15-30. John McEnroe just served a wide serve, perfect serve into the backhand side, and he wasn't able to scratch it back. That'll happen to you. You can't blame a guy for not breaking under those circumstances. But
Can you tell him to be quiet? If we have nothing to say about it, what are you asking him for? If we ask you to do it,
McEnroe says to the man in the chair, we're happy with what's going on.
sit there and call the score.
Not much to say about that, John. I don't know what you can say about that, really. It's an interesting observation from McEnroe. He says, look, unless we complain, don't ask the people to be quiet. We're happy out here, but not sure that that's his job to tell the umpire. Well as Lendl has served, as much power as he's getting, it's frustrating to play against a guy that you just don't make any impression on against his serve.
That's why when you get those little opportunities, a point here, a point there, you have to capitalize.
Exactly.
Love.
Yeah, it makes those moments just so much more pressure-filled, as you say, John, because when you get them, you've got to take them because you're not going to see that many. Another relatively routine game, at least that's how it's shaping up for Lendl, 30 love.
What's a routine game at this level of play is something else again.
watch him attack the serve. Let's see. Here he comes.
Beautiful volley.
You know, you really have to hand it to John McEnroe under circumstances like that. As you watch it again, he's not in good position for this. He was not expecting it down the backhand side, but he was still able to just jab that thing back somehow for a winner. And of course, Lendl knows that, and that's what makes it so difficult to make the passing shots against McEnroe, because if any which way he can get his racket on the ball, it's a likely winner. And by the way, that is not true of any other player that wields a racket in modern tennis.
The ability to do that, how much of it is God-given and how much of it is practice?
It's a combination of both, of course, but there are hundreds and thousands of players who will try to learn it and never will and never can. See the way on that forehand, he guides the ball. He doesn't hit it. There's not that closed racket face forehand that you see from Borg, that Borg made so popular, that Wielander uses now, Sundström, Nystrom, Arias, Krickstein.
It almost appears that he has a purpose and location with everything that he hits.
He does. Wait. And Lendl too, by the way. Closed racket face, big swing, topspin. McEnroe's is not a closed racket face take back. Continental grip forehand.
Ivan Lendl holds serve.
Oh, yes.
Just tied him up with that first serve and was able to come to the net. Could be headed for a tiebreaker here in the first set.
If you were a betting man, you'd have to put money on it, and neither player has faced break point in the match so far. No reason to see why that would change.
Oh, well, there's a start for Lendl.
My goodness, he got in front of that ball well, didn't he? The volley from McEnroe was short, of course, but it's still not an easy shot as you watch McEnroe come in here. Now watch Lendl make a swing at this one. From that lower position to get the ball up and down and to hold it down on the other side is not easy.
Second serve coming up for John McEnroe. And 8. 15 all.
I see. McEnroe took a rather long look at that baseline shot there from, look at him, he's looking across there.
Yeah, bunch of crap, that's what it was.
I don't think that ball was long.
Better on in the match, right?
What's McEnroe?
3 feet out, right?
McEnroe is pointing to the mark. It was good for sure in his mind. Didn't hear that.
I didn't either.
All right, I know you're hired by Joe Constantine throughout the matches, so continue doing that.
McEnroe said it was a foot inside the line is what he said.
Tremendous shot.
And it makes that shot that was a foot inside the line on the last point loom ever larger. Watch this here now on the replay as Lendl gets that ball way out front again. A lot of topspin for a clean winner would have been 15-40. As it is, the score is 30 all.
Puts away the overhead.
You know, it needs to be said that, to be fair to John McEnroe, he was pointing out that the call had gone with him. Of course, Lendl knew it, but he was making sure that the man in the chair knew as well. So he doesn't only complain about the ones that he thinks go against him.
Second serve for McEnroe. It's a good point, Cliff. Because he had the play right in front of him on that particular ball.
As you look at McEnroe now, the sun is almost directly into him. So it has moved over slightly and is not as much of a factor on serve now.
McEnroe is able to hold his serve as he has done throughout this first set. He leads 6 games to 5. Tiebreaker coming up. Well, Ivan Lendl must hold his serve, and then we'll see.